Hey guys, Crypto Dad here again, and I've been using the Crypto.com phone app for 8 years now. I've come to trust it, and I really like the interface. I can purchase a lot of cryptocurrencies, cash out to my bank, and I especially like the Crypto.com Visa debit card that I have, where I can offload crypto directly onto the card and make purchases in the real world within minutes. But I've always wanted to have access to the Crypto.com exchange via my web browser. And in the past, this was not available for US customers, but now it is. So it's a great, relaxing interface where I can sit down in front of my nice big computer screen and make trades. So I'm going to show you how to get yourself set up with the Crypto.com exchange, how to sign up for an account. Once we do that, I'll show you how to connect your bank accounts so that you can fund your trades. And then I'll do a quick couple of trades for you, buy a little Bitcoin, and then show you how to make a withdrawal and then make a deposit of cryptocurrency if you'd rather just deposit cryptocurrency for trading. So let's get started. Okay, so the Crypto.com exchange is at, the URL is crypto.com/exchange. So if you just Google crypto.com, you might end up on the retail app site. So just keep that in mind. And I'll go ahead and sign in. I'm using the same credentials that I'm using for my app and for my original crypto.com app. Okay, so I was able to authorize that login from my app. I'm going to create a passkey here to help me in the future. Okay, so they're going to send me two confirmations. They're going to send one to my email and one to my phone. So I'll start the phone here. That should come in on my phone. And then the other one will go to my email. So I will pull that. I'm checking these on my phone. You can see that's over here on my phone. All right, so I'll just go ahead and use my Windows Hello sign-in. And it's saved now. So if they ever need to authorize me, I'll just authorize myself like I do in Windows, right? Just enter my PIN. You may have Windows Face ID set up so that you log into Windows with using your webcam. I use a PIN. All right, so now that we've got our account set up and we've got ourselves logged in, let's connect our bank accounts. Now, before we do this, of course, we're going to have to go through some KYC, some Know Your Customer. This is regulations that are required for cryptocurrency exchanges so that the person that is using the account is identified. These are to comply with financial regulations. So Know Your Customer basically just means you need to provide some identification. So I'm going to go up here and I'll go to bank transfer. And I want to do US dollar because I'm in the US. And I need to do my KYC verification. So we'll just hit complete KYC. And I need to put in my personal information. All right, and my social security number. Almost every exchange requires these now to comply with regulations for tax reporting. So let's hit next. We can just look this over to verify that everything is correct, and then we'll hit submit. All right, so we're good on that. It was just a simple verification of my name with my social number. They do that pretty quick. Really nice. I didn't have to upload any documents. They might ask me to do that later. I'm not sure. But right now, I want to connect my bank account so that I can make deposits into my account to fund my trades. They use the Fedwire transfer system. Doesn't look like they have any others like Plaid, but that's fine. Let's hit select here. All right, and then we'll go ahead and add my bank account here. And I'll put my name here, my address. This is pretty much the same thing I just did. All right, and they're telling me this has to match with the name and address that I used when I signed up for the account for KYC. All right, and then here we put our bank information. All right, so I looked up my bank's address and put that in there. For your bank, if you can't find it in your banking app, you can usually just Google, look for the headquarters of your bank. So I use the headquarters of Chase Bank. All right, and then this is the important part. They need the specific account number and routing number. You can usually find that on the web page of your bank or even in your app. You want to just go to your account and then hit account and routing number. All right, and they'll give you a little pop-up for that. So all that information, I can look that over and make sure it's correct. And hit submit. All right, and now they need verification. I need to make a deposit in order to verify this. Okay, and while we're waiting for that deposit to clear, let's go ahead and up the security. So in order to make a withdrawal, once we've made our trades, if we want to make a withdrawal back to our bank, we're going to need to have the two-factor authentication set up. So we do that up here. If we click the profile, we go to security. And then we go over here to two-factor authentication. We toggle that on. Okay, and in my case, since I already have a Crypto.com app set up and I already have two-factor authentication enabled, I've already got a code in my Google Authenticator. So I've got my Crypto.com here in my Google Authenticator. The first thing I'll do is get a text from my phone. They've given me a verification code. And then now I'll use the Google Authenticator code from my Crypto.com account. All right. So basically they're just carrying over the two-factor authentication I already have set up for my Crypto.com app. Because when I set this exchange account up, I used my Crypto.com app credentials to sign in. That way I don't need an extra set of credentials between these two apps. I can use the same login and password that I use for my app. All right, so let's put some crypto in the account here. I'll start with a little Tether. Let's hit deposit. And then it wants to know what network my Tether is on. And I have some Tether. Yeah, I have some Tether in Polygon format in my wallet. So let's see if they support that. Yeah, so they support Polygon addresses. So I'll just copy this address into my clipboard, go over to my wallet, hit send, paste in that address. We'll hit continue here. And I'll just put 90 in there. Let's hit continue. Continue again. And I'm just going to sign the transaction on my device. I'm using a Ledger Stacks. I also have some Bitcoin in my account, so let's transfer a little bit of that. Once the address, I'll go back over to Crypto.com. I'll go over here to the Bitcoin, and then I'll hit deposit. All right, and there it is. So that's the Bitcoin address. I'll just copy that into my clipboard. I'll go back to Ledger Live. I'll hit paste, continue, and then we'll just put $100 worth of Bitcoin in the account. We'll hit continue again. I'll show you what's happening on the device here. When I hit continue, it's going to ask me to open the Bitcoin app. So we'll just tap that. And then it's going to ask me to sign the transaction. Okay. All right, I look everything over. All right, and then the last step is sign and hold to sign. All right. And you can see here the transaction was sent. And then go back over to the Crypto.com exchange and wait for those to hit. Looks like that Tether has already hit. So now that we have the Tether in the account, we can start trading. So we just go over to the Tether, we'll hit trade. All right, and they're going to give us some tutorials on some advanced trading techniques. You have a lot of tools here for trading. You've got limit orders, stop loss orders. You've got a lot of advanced tools here. I'm just going to stick to market so that it executes immediately, and I can give you a quick view. Market is good for a quick transaction if you're impatient, but you get better deal if you actually do limit orders so that you buy it at exactly the price you want. Now, this is going to cash me out, so if I wanted to trade for, say, Solana, I could look that up here and just hit here. And here's the Solana US Tether trading pair. All right. So I'm going to buy Solana, and I can use this little slider here to purchase 50%. Purchase Solana using 50% of my asset here. So about half of that $90. All right, so we'll hit buy Sol here. We'll confirm that. We'll hit add info here. All right, in order to comply with the travel rule, I need to verify this transfer. We'll hit verify now. We'll hit add info over here, and I'll choose private address here. So I am verifying ownership of this address that I'm transferring from. We'll go ahead and hit add info. Let's go back to the wallet here. Let's do a quick refresh. And now I should have Solana. Yeah, I'll just click value US dollar so that the assets that I own bubble to the top. So we're still waiting for that Bitcoin to hit the account. But I showed you how to make a crypto deposit. They're not too difficult, right? You just hit the deposit button. It's going to give you an address. You can transfer that from anywhere. As you notice there, I had the option of telling them that I was transferring from Coinbase or some other exchange. But in my case, I was using my wallet. So now I want to, now that I've made a trade, I want to withdraw my Sol that I bought back to my wallet. So I'll just go over to my wallet and I'll tell it I want to do a receive. Yeah, I'll get that address, copy it into my clipboard. We'll go back over to crypto.com, and this time I'll choose withdraw. And this is going to be a external wallet address, right? This is good practice for self-custody. When you make trades, it's better to keep your crypto in your own wallet. So we'll hit select here. I don't have a wallet address set up yet, so I'll choose add withdrawal address. It's a private wallet, and we can call this one Solana Stacks. This is on the Sol network. The coin is Sol, it's on the Sol network. And then I'll paste in that address from my wallet. And there we go. I've added an address. We'll hit proceed. And yes, I do trust this address. I got it from my own wallet. I'm going to whitelist this. All right, they want two-factor authentication here. All right, so the first thing I'll do is hit send so that I'll get the text. All right, I'll put that number in. All right, and then I'll go get my Google Authenticator code, which is right here. And I'll click add address. So now I've whitelisted that withdrawal address. So now we can go to withdrawal again. I'll select the address here. There it is. I need to put an amount here. In this case, I'll just go ahead and withdraw all of it. It's not very much. And if you're doing this for the first time, please always do small test withdrawals. We'll hit review withdrawal here. There's all the information. The Solana that I want to withdraw back to my own wallet. We'll click confirm withdrawal. My passkey is my Windows hello, so they might ask me to put in my PIN or fingerprint ID or Face ID for my computer. I use a PIN. We'll hit continue here. And there, it wants my Windows ID PIN. This is the PIN that I use to log into my computer. I set that up to make things easier. Well, now that would mean that if I'm not on this computer, then I wouldn't be able to make the withdrawal. So a hacker can't hack into my account from somewhere else and make withdrawals because I have a passkey set up on this computer. All right, so I made the withdrawal, and I'm still waiting for that Bitcoin deposit to come in. Once that Bitcoin deposit comes in, I can use my Bitcoin to make trades as well, just like I did with the Tether. Right? So depositing crypto in your account from another exchange or your own wallet will allow you to trade freely. Remember that not every crypto has as many pairs as some of the others. So Bitcoin is almost universal. So if I wanted to trade Bitcoin for just about any other cryptocurrency, you can see that there's a lot of Bitcoin trading pairs, right? If I were to use a different currency like Solana, not quite as many trading pairs there, right? Just a couple of meme coins. So you can see there are several Ethereum trading pairs as well, but not as many as Bitcoin. So, and I believe Tether is pretty good too. Yeah, there are a lot of trading pairs with Tether. So Tether is probably your most versatile stable coin. You might also try US dollar coin. Well, maybe they don't have it. Interesting. Yeah, some exchanges are more Tether-centric, so to speak. So you might do well if you're using stablecoin to use Tether on the Crypto.com exchange. So if you're over here in the trading interface and you want to get back to the where you can manage your account, you'll go up here to the profile icon and just click Manage Account. And that'll take you over here where you've got access to all of these, like your wallet, where you can see your balances, and the dashboard, where you can just kind of get an overview of your account, your total holdings, and all the stats for your account. Right? You can also look here under orders. I don't have any open orders, but I do have an order history. I did make that swap to Sol, so you can check all of that information out here. I can also see the history of my deposits and withdrawals as well. That Bitcoin has still not hit the account. Bitcoin takes a while to hit the account. Let's check my wallet and make sure that I received that Sol. Okay, there it is. So I received that small amount of Sol into my own wallet. So you can see there's a lot of great features in the Crypto.com exchange. A lot of coins that you may not be able to find in other places. I showed you how to get some trades started with existing crypto. The easiest thing to do is maybe drop some Tether into the account and start trading right away. The bank account transfer might take a few minutes before it hits your account. I tend to like using stablecoin for my trading, but you might want to deposit cash directly from your bank and be able to withdraw your proceeds out back directly from your bank. Personally, I like to keep my crypto proceeds in my own wallet, and the Crypto.com exchange accommodates that very easily, allows me to make withdrawals and deposits from my own wallet so that I can enjoy safe and secure crypto storage and have a great on-ramp and off-ramp for my fiat currency. There it is. The Bitcoin hit my account. So now I could trade that Bitcoin if I want to for just about anything else. I could, of course, sell that Bitcoin for cash if I wanted to. Or I could, any number of trading pairs for Bitcoin. I could use Bitcoin to purchase XRP if I wanted to do that. So very versatile trading pairs for Bitcoin and Tether. So if you have any questions about anything I did, please throw them up in the comments and I'll do my best to get them answered.